Hello everyone. S-curves are very popular in the construction industry, particularly in EPC projects. It is a tool which helps us to provide quantitative progress of your projects. But do you know how effective they really are in providing insights and actual performance of your projects? Today I would like to discuss about S-curves. Let me explain to you through an example. Over here I have taken an example of project A, which basically has 7 activities in the entire project, and these 4 activities, serial number 1 to 4, are the ones on the critical path which basically drive the duration of 7 months of this project from January to July. The planned progress percentages are given over here month wise, and S-curves are used to measure the progress of the project. At the end of the month, the progress is reviewed by the team. The contractor is mobilized in the month of January. As you can see here, the project is started and 2 months have been completed, January and February. In the month of January, the planned progress was 200 units and 200 units has been achieved, which comes up to 6.2% of the project. At the end of February, when the team reviews, they find that what was planned 325 has been achieved 325 units. So the progress at the end of February is satisfactory. The team is happy. Now see what happens when the project is reviewed at the end of March, the 3rd month from the start of the project. The planned progress percentage was 32.3 and what is achieved is 29.2. That means around 3% variation. The contractor is instructed by the team to expedite the work and catch up the delays. The contractor acknowledges the slight delays and readily assures to catch up. If you observe carefully, you will notice that the problem which we have now discovered in the end of March started in January itself. Have a look over here. The contractor has smartly delivered 200 units against the plan of 200 by performing in areas which were not on the critical path, like for example roads and drains, boundary wall, security office. You can see here there was no plan to do this job in the month of January, but he has executed 50 units of work, and he has only delivered 50 units in the main critical path activity, that is the foundation. The same thing is repeated in the month of February. He has delivered only 100 units in the critical path activity, and again activities in the non-critical path has been given preference, and again he has achieved 325 against the plan of 325. Although at the end of March the slippage is around 3%, but you will be surprised to know the variation on the activities which are on the critical path. You see this activity number 1, at the end of March the planned units was 600 and what is delivered was around 350. That is about 25% variance from what was planned. In activity number 2, around 200 units was planned, but what the contractor has achieved is 25, that is a variance of 22%. So you see the variance in your project is not 3% but much more. S-curves do not provide this information to you. Now let us review the project at the end of June. We are over here. The contractor has indeed tried to catch up by doing more work in the critical activities. You see in the month of April and May, he has done more than what was planned for the excavation work. But there might be an upper limitation due to various factors such as equipment, mobilization, resources, presence of other contractors, productivity issues, where he cannot uh, go beyond a particular level. You see here that at the end of the June, he has completed the excavation work for the foundation. He has completed RCC work, but around 200 cubic meters he will have to complete in the month of July. The balance backfilling work of 25 cubic meter he will complete in the month of July. Structural erection work 175 tons he will erect in the month of July. But you see, even after doing all the effort of catching up on the critical activities, he still needs to do more 175 tons of erection. And because of this, the project is going to be delayed by 1 month, as the structural erection work is going to be spilled over to the month of August to complete the remaining work and the project activities. What have we learned from this example? We have understood that number one, this method of monitoring using only S-curve as a stand-alone tool will not give you the correct picture of the progress of your project. Number two, the critical path on the schedule should be monitored closely in coordination with the percent progress. Number three, a combination of weightage, quantity and criticality to be assigned to activities. Number four, lower weightage to be assigned to non-critical activities to encourage contractors to take up critical activities in priority. Number five, project team should work to enable clear fronts to the contractor so that he does not divert his idling resources to lower priority tasks. Thank you.